a warm welcome to our special report. This week we are in Tamil Nadu, a state which is undergoing a tremendous social unrest because of the excessive usage of alcohol. Men and women dying, children left orphans, but the state is unable to ban the liquor. Over the next 30 minutes, let's take a look at liquor policy of Tamil Nadu and also the impact of alcohol on its population, and most significantly, why alcohol consumption is such a politically sensitive issue. Prohibition is back as a topic of political discourse. Opposition parties in Tamil Nadu are not only banding together to demand a ban on liquor sales in a state where alcoholism is rampant, but are even staking out their positions ahead of the assembly elections. The entire state of Tamil Nadu is gripped by something what looks like an anti-liquor movement. Several opposition parties have banded together calling for a bandh, pressing for a liquor ban. But the prohibitionist sentiment got a major boost after DMK leader M. Karunanidhi spoke in favour of a clampdown on booze. Protests have grown louder and more strident. From dawn to dusk shutdown of alcohol stores to rampaging of liquor shops across many cities, most of the opposition has remained united on this issue.
Alcohol problem in Tamil Nadu has cut across all state of society. When 2 lakh people in Tamil Nadu die every year directly and indirectly by alcohol. This is our initiative, PMK's initiative, because the last 30 years we have been fighting for prohibition. My party, before my party was founded, my leader Dr. Ramdas, he was into prohibition.
From the beginning to now, we are fighting against alcohol except ADMK. All the political parties joined our protest. We are demanding the total liquor prohibition in Tamil Nadu.
A 2014 study by social welfare groups have found that 35% of male respondents exhibited symptoms of chronic alcoholism in the state. The study also says that the age of first exposure to alcohol in the state has dropped to 15 years, with increasing number of girls becoming addicted to alcohol. This trend has caused a socio-economic problem, but little is being done to arrest this social trend.
My primary issue is alcoholism is the woman's issue. The average expectancy of a male life has come up to something like 50s. So you know what happens? The woman has to earn for herself, has to support the family, has to support the children's education. Now in a globalized economy, you know, the education expenses is big.
Rajya Sabha TV crew travelled across the state of Tamil Nadu to find out the reality of this rampant social malaise. This woman from the town of Salem fought her family to marry for love and came to settle down in the city only to realize a few months later that her husband was heavily into drinking. 3 years later, her husband became bedridden and died. She now survives with 3 young girls.
My husband used to drink heavily. He was an asthma patient. The situation compounded and he died. Now I am left with 2 children and I don't know how to make both ends meet.
Most of these women folks dread one word, and that is TASMAC, which stands for Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation, the company owned by the Tamil Nadu government, also having a monopoly over wholesale and retail vending of alcoholic beverages in the state. TASMAC was set up in 1983 as the sole agency for wholesale liquor sales. In 2003, Chief Minister J Jayalalithaa entrusted TASMAC with the responsibility of retail sales too. TASMAC is now synonymous with liquor in Tamil Nadu. The state in turn adds up a huge amount to its exchequer by licensing and selling the liquor through its more than 8,000 government-controlled TASMAC shops. Every year during the New Year and Pongal festival, TASMAC makes around 500 crores selling liquor in wholesale and retail market. Over the years, the number of TASMAC shops have grown exponentially, even outgrowing the number of schools in the entire state. What irks the women folk and the activists is the easy availability of liquor with no restrictions or bars, which gives access to young children as well. Rajya Sabha TV crew got a sample of this grim reality in the town of Salem.
You can see there is a school in the backdrop and there were people who were sitting and drinking on the road. The moment they saw the camera, they went. And you can see them running away from the camera.
Not only this, one can even find TASMAC shops near hospitals where pictures like these can shock you. You can find people sitting and drinking by the roadside.
Most of them people, grassroots level people using their alcohol. The families of the members, for families of the members, women and children is fully affected. The government running the liquor shops, there are 6,800 something liquor shops available in Tamil Nadu. But libraries are 4,000 libraries in Tamil Nadu.
What has irked the activists and women is also a complete absence of any kind of official awareness campaign or even a study citing the number of deaths due to alcohol.
There are more rehabilitation centers, equal or more to the number of TASMAC shops, I would be very happy. But here is a case, there is no such centers, there is no allocation insofar as the health ministry is concerned.
There have been a number of agitations by a group of people in several places in Tamil Nadu demanding that TASMAC shops should be removed from the residential areas. There were also protests that the TASMAC shops should be barred near the places of worship and educational institutions. Judiciary has also given instructions that the highways should be free from the TASMAC shops. However, all this is having little impact on checking the sale of liquor in the state. In fact, the sales turnover of TASMAC shops are steadily increasing, and proportionate to it, the number of liquor addicts is growing among various age groups.
There is a High Court order which says that liquor shops should not be situated close to the highways. Similarly, there is a government GO which says that liquor shops should not be close to schools, hospitals, places of worship. There are specific areas around which you cannot have a liquor shop. But then all these liquor shop owners, they find very devious ways to scuttle all these rules. The government's highest revenue earning department, every year during Diwali, you have the government promoting it on TV saying this year revenue has been so much crores more than the previous year. So when this kind of thing happens and government says this is the major source of revenue for the government, I think it is only people's will and people's pressure on the government which will force the government to stop it.
Time for a short break. We'll come back with plenty more on the prohibition of liquor in Tamil Nadu. Back in a moment.
Not many have dared to speak out against liquor policy in Tamil Nadu, and those who have gathered courage to do so have had to pass through a rough patch. 45-year-old folk singer S. Govind challenged the Jayalalithaa government for penning songs against the liquor policy of the state. Govind was arrested and slapped with sedition charges for the lyrics of the song Moodu Tasmak Moodu. If you look at the lyrics of the song carefully, they make an appeal to the ruling party to close liquor shops as alcoholism has spoiled the state. The lyrics state that the CM is rejoicing while people are dying due to liquor consumption. The songs were originally uploaded on Tamil Nadu website vinavu.com before they went viral on YouTube and social media.
The caste question in Tamil Nadu, like in other states, is having an undercurrent antagonism among the castes. When illicit liquor been allowed or come out because of total prohibition, the caste groups, power groups in the villages and the rural districts will crop up with that illicit liquor, and many a violent may come is a reality.
Injustice to Kovan is now being narrated by activists throughout the villages of Tamil Nadu with the help of small children. The song is now being used in the rural parts of the state to spread awareness against the liquor policy, at the same time pressing for prohibition.
I tried contacting a number of AIADMK legislators, including Member of Parliaments, but none of them were willing to talk on camera on the prohibition of liquor. In fact, the bureaucracy is also completely tight-lipped on this issue. But sources within the government told me that banning the sale of liquor was not a viable option, as it would result in a loss of 20,000 crore a year, which would mean 1 lakh crore every 5 years, which eventually would mean giving up on the populist schemes. But will Jayalalithaa government do that is the million-dollar question.
AIADMK legislator from the Harbour constituency, Pala Karupia, who criticised the state's liquor policy, has recently been expelled from the party. Karupia pointed out that it was not right for the government to take money out of a poor man's left pocket and putting some in his right pocket in the form of freebies. He even hinted at the collusion of the bureaucrats and the political class. But he had to sacrifice his post for speaking against the government.
Bureaucrats and legislators have tied up and they are looting the people. One problem, this government should prohibit liquor because the poor are exploited. Because what you are giving so many freebies to the poor people. You are taking the money from his left pocket. You are putting the money in his right pocket.
The anti-liquor movement in the country acquired a newfound dimension when Gandhian activist Sasi Perumal died fighting for total prohibition. Perumal vociferously demanded TASMAC shops to be closed down, but as fate would have it, he died during the course of the protest.
Gandhian Sasi Perumal, the life fully sacrificed for against liquor. Unfortunately, he is killed by government of Tamil Nadu for fighting the liquor issues. We filed case in Chennai High Court for demanding judicial inquiry for Sasi Perumal's death.
RSTV crew visited Perumal's family to find that his village had become 100% liquor free, but his wife still feels that her husband's task has been left unfinished and now wants his son to carry forward his fight.
Even though my husband gave his life to fighting liquor, the task is still unfinished. Now I want my son to carry forward the legacy.
After all this hue and cry, Chief Minister J Jayalalithaa, just few days before the elections, has announced in her election rally that if she comes back to power, she will prohibit liquor.
When AIADMK assumes power again, total prohibition will be implemented in a phased manner.
The political parties, though, are taking this promise as a mere political gimmick.
This ADMK government is the most corrupt government in the history of Tamil Nadu. We have a chief minister who doesn't go out of the house, who goes just once a week to the secretariat and doesn't meet the people, doesn't know what is happening in Tamil Nadu, and just takes advice by some retired 3 officers and one mafia in between.
The million-dollar question is, why can't the governments of the state close down the TASMAC shops? Why have they not portrayed liquor consumption as a taboo? Reality of Tamil Nadu politics is that TASMAC is one of the main sources of revenue. Closing it down means withdrawal of several social measures and freebies offered by the government, which may create social unrest, leading to mass agitations and protests. In Tamil Nadu, the state's relationship with liquor sales is a complex one, and involves a long and convoluted history. Alcohol sales and consumption were banned in the state from 1937 until 1971, when Mr. Karunanidhi, who was then Chief Minister, revoked prohibition. In 1974, however, he reintroduced it again. Liquor sales were permitted again by an AIADMK government between 1981 and 1988, and then again by the DMK in 1990. But as deaths and hospitalizations due to country liquor grew in the subsequent decade, an AIADMK government in 2003, headed then, as it is now, by Chief Minister J Jayalalithaa, gave the state a full monopoly on alcohol sales. By announcing that his party would take steps towards prohibition if voted back to power, DMK chief M. Karunanidhi has set a cat among the pigeons. But PMK, which had already announced prohibition as its first priority if voted to power, called Karunanidhi's announcement an attempt to hoodwink people since elections were around the corner.
Not only Jayalalithaa, even DMK. DMK was the one who had abolished prohibition. In 1971, they brought in liquor. Even though people begged them, they didn't bother. Today, DMK is saying that yes, we will also do it. But it's people know that it's just a farcical statement from them. Youngsters now, 5 years before now, 5 years down, youngsters are no more tech savvy. They're into WhatsApp, they're into net and Facebook, Twitter, and all these things. Social media is something which has been growing in a big way. Why? Because the regular media has failed in its duty. And today in Tamil Nadu, we have DMK media or ADMK media. DMK IAS or ADMK IAS, DMK police, ADMK police, DMK industrialists, ADMK industrialists. So there's only few neutral media in Tamil Nadu. And they have one full page advertisements in Tamil Nadu. Which media is going to talk about the government? They're getting revenue, they've been intimidated, cases have been filed against the media. So the media are going soft. And that is why it's saying that Jayalalithaa will come or go and all that. This is never going to happen. I'm 100% confident.
The proponents of prohibition refer to Gujarat, which they say has achieved high rates of economic growth despite nil revenue from liquor trade. They point out the devastating effects of the drinking habit on several sections of society, particularly the youth.
People are demanding prohibition. It's a long-standing demand with women, particularly in Tamil Nadu. Shops have increased enormously. They have to, just for earning revenue for the state government, I think they should not do this. And the revenue earned is also seeming to be not a very big sum in 5 years. It is going to be only, the profit will only be 30,000 crores. It will be not more than 6,000 crores per year, which definitely can be compensated from other sources.
Liquor companies are run by the most powerful people in the political parties. They don't want to lose the income. This is the point blank. This is the fact of it. No party would really lose that income. In spite of the fact, there are parties now which has come up with electoral promise of implementing prohibition.
Experts say that prohibition can be implemented in a qualified manner by which the revenue loss can be absorbed over 3 or 4 years. Even while abolishing the existing scheme of retail trade, the government can continue to earn 50% of the revenue it garners from liquor trade by permitting star hotels to serve liquor and distilleries to sell their produce outside the state or export it. The other 50% can be made up by pruning the size of the government departments and restructuring welfare schemes. But for this is needed the political will.
It was not owned by the government. She did it. She did it, and all her target. And one thing they say, I do not know, that a lady is with CM, our CM Jayalalithaa, and one lady, she is having a liquor producing company. And these Tasmark government companies get liquor from them. They are supplying it. So, personally also they are benefited, and the government also is benefited by liquor shop.
One look at the annual revenue figures coming from TASMAC will reveal why state governments have been reluctant on bringing in prohibition. State government earned 12,491 crores in the year 2010, followed by 14,965 crores in 2011, 21,680 crore in the year 2013 and 23,401 crores in the year 2014.
In 71, we introduced prohibition because of the need. There was no revenue sharing from the government of India. But in 1973, we reintroduced prohibition. After just within 2 years, prohibition was reintroduced to the state. But in 1978, when MGR came to power, the ADMK rule, MGR introduced lifted prohibition. The policy of liquor in the state, the present policy, is of MGR's, one thing. Secondly, MGR did not use the government machinery to sell liquor. Jayalalithaa started TASMAC, an organization to sell liquor. And it was Jayalalitha's idea of collection of revenue by the government itself selling liquor.
The steady growth in revenue is accounted for by the periodical increase in retail prices and by increasing alcohol consumption in the state. Hard liquors like whiskey, rum, wine, brandy and vodka account for about 80% of the sales, and beer accounts for the remaining 20%. In the entire liquor prohibition saga in Tamil Nadu, left-back TASMAC Employees Union is also fighting a lonely battle. They say while the government is earning crores out of liquor, but they are insensitive towards the life of the employees serving liquor inside the TASMAC bars. They work on a 12-hour shift and get a mealy amount. Left leaders say they have asked the state government to prohibit the liquor and rehabilitate them elsewhere, but the demand has fallen on deaf ears.
The main problem of the TASMAC employees is that they are not permanent. Even now their employment is casual nature. Anytime they may be sent out orally. You need not come from tomorrow, then they can't come. Like that. No rules are there, no regulations are there which can control or which can regulate the employees' rights and duties, other thing. Nothing is there. It is like a private liquor owner versus some, like that, the very same way this is being run by a government. The TASMAC employee is working more than 10 hours, which is against law, which is against our fundamental basic law. It is very simple, only to exploit the people, the government is not willing to do anything. It is worse than a private employer. And the salary level is only 8,500.
The biggest irony of the liquor story in Tamil Nadu is the fact that the TASMAC shops are owned by the government, while the bars which are right next to them are owned by the private parties, and this has resulted in liquor mafias and Gundaism. We tried to enter inside one of the TASMAC bars in Chennai to find out under what conditions the TASMAC labourers work. The bar owners there got a whiff of it and they beat up and heckled our crew members Sanjay, Ashwini and Radhikrishna, and it was only after the police's intervention that they managed to escape.
After the ban on country liquor, Bihar has now completely prohibited Indian-made foreign liquor as well, leaving the state dry. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar says it was an old promise fulfilled, which has left the women of the state very happy. With neighbouring states like Kerala imposing prohibition in a phased manner, the chorus to shut wine shops in Tamil Nadu is growing louder every passing day. Though Jayalalithaa has announced prohibition in her election rally, but there are not many takers of a promise as of now.
There are many states which, by way of example, have proven that banning liquor is a viable option. It's a question of pure political will and also keeping in mind people's health as a main priority. Thousands of lives have already been snuffed out in Tamil Nadu. So the million-dollar question is, when will the state government prohibit liquor? That's all we could pack up in this half hour from our entire team. Goodbye and thanks for watching.